When I brought a manga I translated to a certain publisher, they pointed this out to me. With this protagonist's emotional expression, no reader will be moved. One Piece has 3 important phrases that symbolize the story: inherited will, the surge of the era, the dreams of people. These are things that cannot be stopped. Why is that? It's because people have emotions. Oda-sensei depicted Kuma as a being without emotions, almost like an inanimate object, until the start of the Egghead arc. However, this changed dramatically, and what was depicted in his flashback was Kuma's emotionally rich expressions: joy, sadness, anger, despair, and hope for the future. The last hope that Kuma found just before becoming a cyborg was undoubtedly Luffy, who, like Nika, had a rubber body and fought freely. And Kuma continued to protect the Straw Hat cruise ship for 2 years. Among this crew, there is a man who, contrary to Kuma, escaped the fate of becoming a human weapon. Yes, that's Sanji. What do you think is the secret to Sanji's strength? His foot techniques, the power of science, or the power of love? I have a clear answer. I believe the source of his strength is emotion. I think this is probably an important theme in One Piece, related to the Great Kingdom and cities on the moon. In the history of One Piece, the sun god Nika is an important figure, and similarities with Sanji can also be seen. Take these curly eyebrows, for instance. In the SBS, a reader commented that Sanji's curly eyebrows are uncool, to which Oda-sensei responded, "Everyone lives by the swirls. The sun, the moon, the earth, they all spin around. Now remember that Sanji's eyebrow channels that same powerful circular energy." In fact, the sun is often depicted with swirls in Japanese children's books. His name San means 3, but it could also represent the sun. It's a well-known fact that his original name was Naruto, and the food Narutomaki also features a swirl design. From this, I believe Sanji is a character created with the sun as a theme. The fact that Bonnie, who worships Nika, took a liking to Sanji might also be meaningful. First, let's look at the changes in Sanji after the Wano arc. During the battle with the Beast's pirates, Sanji noticed something strange about his body. At that time, there was no change in the direction of his eyebrows, but his close friend Zoro was the only one who foresaw this change. At first glance, it looked like a gag scene, but in SBS Volume 105, Oda-sensei mentioned the eyebrows. Thanks to Sora's sacrifice, Sanji was born as a normal human, so his eyebrows were the opposite direction of his brothers, who manifested the power of science. However, Sanji triggered the power of science by using the raid suit. Furthermore, in the battle with S-Shark, Germa's genes reawakened and his eyebrows started pointing in the same direction as his brothers. In both cases, however, his eyebrows returned to their normal state afterward. Why do his eyebrows temporarily change? Personally, I think the biggest hint is the characters in this scene. These two are the key to unlocking Sanji's mystery. Let's start with the commonalities between Sanji and Arbel, who is of the Lunarian race. To put it simply, I think Sanji's body has partially inherited traits of the Lunarian race. In SBS, Oda-sensei finally admitted that Sanji was originally born with a body resistant to fire. This goes back to Baratie, where Sanji said that a cook should not be afraid of fire. Indeed, throughout the story, there are hardly any instances where Sanji is damaged by flame-based attacks. This means that the effects of his bloodline factor manipulation had begun to manifest even before the 2-year timeskip. Additionally, during his fight with Jabra, Sanji created flames through friction, which enabled his Diable Jambe attack. But recently, he's been able to generate flames naturally without any friction. As I always mention on this channel, the biggest hints are in the comic scenes. Although not clear, in this cover, both Ichiji and Reiju seem to rescue their young brothers with flames. These traits are reminiscent of the Lunarian race. The Lunarians are a fire-generating race. Indeed, Albur continuously has flames on his back, and he seems to have a significant resistance to explosions. Moreover, when Arbel's back flames are lit, he has a robust body that resists Zoro's slashes and explosions, and when they are extinguished, his speed increases. Sanji also developed an exoskeleton that strengthens his body due to the raid suit. His durability was already sufficient in Punk Hazard, though. Additionally, without the raid suit, he can move as if he's invisible. Although he doesn't have wings, Sanji can fly. These similarities suggest that, thanks to the manipulation of his bloodline factors, Sanji's body has partially acquired Lunarian-like traits. If Sanji's exoskeleton and resistance to fire are due to Lunarian bloodline factors, how did Judge obtain them? Yonji mentioned Judge's past like this. The existence of bloodline factors was revealed by a young Vegapunk. However, the world government saw experiments on bloodline factors as dangerous and arrested Vegapunk. As a result, the research group MADS was bought by the world government. But our father escaped from the government and continued his research on Germa's cloned humans using bloodline factors alone. After MADS was taken over by the government, I think that he stole some crucial technology being experimented on by the world government and fled. If so, he might have been at Punk Hazard for a while and had the opportunity to steal Arbel's bloodline factors from government experiments. It could have been stolen at that time. Also, did he snatch Sora away from another man by any chance? However, the fact that a Lunarian like Arbel exists means we can't rule out the possibility that other Lunarians might still exist somewhere. At least his parents must have lived in the past as descendants of the Lunarian race. A hint here is the human list at the auction house. It lists prices for many races, but other rare species are listed separately and enclosed in a patterned border, as some of you might have already noticed. Yes, it's almost the same as Arbel's. Therefore, this could indicate that Arbel or another Lunarian was traded in the past. The title of Dufeld, who once supported MADS, is Yamakin-O in Japanese. Yamakin refers to loan sharking and also to money earned from trading in the black market, such as human trafficking and prostitution. Thus, it's possible that he provided Judge with a Lunarian or their bloodline factors obtained from a human auction. In this video, I explained that the Lunarian race is like a sun god to the giants. According to Lilith, if there is an unextinguishable flame, a sun can be created. Since the Lunarians keep an unextinguishable flame alight, they can be considered as close to being suns. I believe the Land of the Gods mentioned by Hyrudean is likely the ancient Lunarian nation on the Red Line, also referred to by Marco. From this, I think Sanji is a character that hints at the Lunarian race. By the way, in contrast, Zoro's grandmother is from the Shimotsuki family. The kanji in their name means moon, which might suggest a contrasting structure between these two characters. Additionally, Sanji can fly using his feet, a technique he calls skywalk. In the world of One Piece, this technique is probably well known as Geppo, which means moonwalk by Cypher Paul. However, the deliberate choice not to use moon in the name of Sanji's technique suggests a clear intention, and his mother's name, Sora, also means sky. Furthermore, a woman believed to be Khalifa's sister, named Alpha, arrived in the Sorbet Kingdom to monitor Bonnie. There's an interesting wordplay involving Khalifa and Alpha. Let's focus on this part. It can be read as Arukari, which directly means alkaline. Khalifa's power is the bubble fruit, and bubbles are alkaline. How do you neutralize alkali? You add acid. Do you know what acid is called in Japanese? San. Sanji couldn't defeat Khalifa, but Bonnie, with the power of a sun god, managed to escape the church by defeating Alpha. It's an interesting contrast. Recently, each chapter includes wordplay using unique Japanese characteristics. If you're interested in the nuances and intentions of the original expressions, I recommend these videos. They're long videos, so I'm glad to hear that some friends listen to them as background music while working or before sleeping. So far, we have discussed the possibility that Sanji has partially inherited the bloodline factors of the Lunarian race. Many of you might have already considered this. However, the main point of this video starts here. Why do his eyebrows temporarily change direction? This brings us to the appearance of another important character, Momonosuke. His ability might explain this phenomenon. Momonosuke, like Sanji, is a character who acquired powers through science. Yes, because he ate an artificial devil fruit created by Vegapunk. This artificial devil fruit was made using Kaido's bloodline factors. It's called a failure only because the dragon's color is different, but towards the end of the Wano arc, Momonosuke could harness power comparable to Kaido. However, there was one problem. He would unconsciously transform into a dragon when he felt fear. Let's recall each scene. When he heard Doflamingo's voice, when Sanji decided to attack Big Mom's ship, when Kaido appeared in Kuri, when he met Big Mom on the beach. From these instances, it's evident that his ability activates unconsciously when he experiences intense fear. I believe this implies that emotions of wanting to protect himself, driven by fear, transformed him into a dragon. In other words, it's possible that he gained power through his emotions. I consider these emotions to be the most crucial theme in the story of One Piece. In fact, Momonosuke's strong desire to help the people of Wano Country allowed him to create flame clouds. His emotions and wishes made it possible. Vegapunk said it too. The devil fruit is the possibility of human evolution that someone wished for. This means that strong human emotions can exhibit power that surpasses science. By the way, the dragon being pink is the reason this artificial devil fruit was deemed a failure, but I think this pink color is a crucial element. Why? Because women with pink hair are always depicted with strong emotions. Reiju, Lin Lin, Rebecca, Shirahoshi, Senor Pink, and Bonnie. Let's also look at Sanji in chapter 1077. When Nami was attacked, he felt anger, which changed the direction of his eyebrows, and his face even looked devilish. Therefore, we can think of it this way. Similar to Momonosuke, when certain emotions intensify, abilities acquired through the manipulation of bloodline factors awaken. The stronger these driving emotions become, the more powerful Sanji's flames and kicks likely grow. In fact, Sanji has made statements like this. Watch your mouth. I'm the type to heat up with anger. My passion exceeds the temperature of flames. While this may look like a comic scene, it's likely that the love for Nami and intense hatred for Absalom, who kidnapped her, produced the flames. In the Wano Country arc, the pairing of Sanji and Robin was featured. This scene, where Sanji is seen as uncool, received a lot of criticism from readers. However, I think only readers who delve deep into One Piece can understand the relationship between the two. Some very insightful comments on videos in this channel suggest that some of you might have noticed it too. Firstly, in the zoo arc, Sanji tried to resolve his family issues alone, but after his experiences in Whole Cake Island, he grew to rely on his nakama. Additionally, this scene might also hint at Robin's appreciation of Sanji's kindness towards her. The clue lies in the dining scenes up to Eni's lobby. Robin seldom seemed to eat much. During this time, while each crew member had their pirate bento, Robin didn't have one. Sanji, who is especially attentive to women's meals, must have been considerate of Robin's eating habits. However, her reluctance to eat likely stems from her traumatic childhood experiences. As a child, Robin ended up staying with relatives, but she wasn't allowed to eat freely. This lady is seriously nasty. It's scary to think there might be people like her in the real world, too. In other words, until the Eni's lobby incident, Robin saw herself as a lodger among the Straw Hat crew and didn't eat much. However, after her experiences in Eni's lobby, she began to see herself as a full-fledged crew member and started eating more. She's seen enjoying lots of takoyaki and, on Punk Hazard, ate a pirate bento, which she didn't in Skypiea. Even Brooke once asked to trade with her for the larger pieces of meat in her octopus rice. Sanji's gentlemanly attitude towards women isn't just superficial. Robin has felt his deeper kindness, leading to this scene. Moreover, Sanji's true kindness isn't limited to women. Despite his harsh words, he's always ready to sacrifice himself to help his nakama. It's these emotions of kindness towards his nakama and anger towards enemies who harm them that give him strength beyond his brothers. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, the concept of emotions could be key to the rest of the One Piece story. The reason Sora drank the lethal drug was because she wanted children with emotions. Therefore, this might have been the way to obtain the most powerful humans. Judge believed that emotions were unnecessary for war, but on the contrary, these emotions might have been essential for strength. This could be one reason why neither Caesar nor Judge could match Vegapunk's science. Which of Vegapunk's creations is the most superior as a soldier? As the title of Chapter 1070 suggests, the strongest humanity, it's the Seraphim. They are called the strongest possibly because they possess Lunarian traits, but the real reason, I think, is emotions. Other pacifistas lack emotions. However, Seraphim possess human-like emotions, giving them the power to even defy their master's orders. They are basically beings that follow orders due to their loyalty chips. But imagine what would happen if they lived according to a strong emotion to destroy the world. It could potentially lead to world annihilation. In the world of One Piece, there exists the strongest weapon that utilizes emotions, surpassing even Vegapunk's technology. What do you think it is? Please pause the video and take a moment to think. Yes, it's the ancient weapon Poseidon, whose true nature has been revealed so far. Do you remember when she awakens as a weapon? When she strongly wishes for something. In other words, when she has strong emotions. Shirahoshi said she couldn't do anything, but the Sea Kings answered, "You wished for it." And then there are the small robots, gazing at the wall paintings that seem related to these ancient weapons. Despite being manufactured robots, they are rich in emotions.